What was a huge trend that everyone forgot about? That era during the 2000s. Early 2010s when every popular song got an Alvin and the Chipmunks cover. Still can't believe we survived that. Which chipmunk is the best though? That weird time when everything was mustache themed. Girls being random with their quirky mustaches on a stick at beer gardens. Every Tinder profile ever for like 2 years. I am too old for Tinder, but my ARE profile at one point was me holding up my finger with no stash. With the caption freshly shaved or something like that. Mustache finger tattoos were the strangest. Judging by these comments, they were far more common than I realized. Did anybody not get a mustache tattoo in 2012? Inflatable furniture was all the rage in the 80s. My sister and I got an inflatable couch for Christmas. The basement flooded that year and we used it to float around down there. It was awesome. We all float down here. You all float too. I won one from Warped Tour 97 and I displayed it in my room for years like a trophy. Waterbeds. Watching media from the 80s and you'd think they were in every home. Still have one. Love it. I sleep so much better in my waterbed than when I sleep on my BF's regular mattress. My grandma had one growing up and it was seriously the dopest she-eyes ever. I slept like the dead. Wonder how much it would suck hopping onto it when you're drunk or hungover though. Had one and had a dartboard. Did not get along. The Panama Papers. She-eyes, I forgot about that. I think that's the point. Considering that one of the journalists pursuing corruption links in her country on that died in a car bomb. It's clear there's a lot of active high-level suppression going on. Those bracelets. That made you more stable / balanced or pulled toxins out of your wrist. I worked at a flea market when those things were popular and there was a guy with a stand that sold them and did the little "see how this band improves your balance" demonstration. He would have people stand on one leg with their arms out and push on their arms with and without the band. I asked him one day if that actually worked or what was in it that made it work or something. He just told me that he pushes on them harder without the band on and that once they've already stood on one leg and have been pushed without the band, they're naturally going to expect and brace themselves accordingly the second time around with the band on. I remember when I was little my mom told me they were fake, so I fell over when the mall vendor did it the second time. It's why I was such an asshole, lol. No, you did the right thing. That's funny as frick. Do the Harlem Shake. Bass drop. I remember when the Harlem Shake and Gangnam Style united. Gargam style really got a frick ton of views on YouTube. It actually forced YouTube to readjust its programming to count above 2.4 billion. Because the old YouTube wasn't programmed to go up that high in view count. Frank created a trend that shook humanity. Joji has one of the most unbelievable transitions these past few years. He went from Harlem Shake to dressing up in a pink suit and cooking dead rats on YouTube, to creating melodic and soft-paced music that's breaking numbers. Kony 2012. I actually did forget about this one. I did my part. Why didn't the rest of you vote for him? Girlfriend bought me a Kony 2012 t-shirt recently. I don't know what it is about the shirt, but it seems to be a good conversation starter being worn in 2019. Eeh Pets. 10-year-old me pretended to be sick so I could stay home and grab some limited edition Eeh Pet once. I miss the days when I would be excited for each day to harvest the daily free omelette and free jelly. Let us not forget the soup kitchen and the free wheel spins. Going out dressed as clowns with a weapon and scare people. I'm glad that stopped. It was stupid and ruined YouTube. I'm pretty sure some clown wound up getting shot and killed, in NYC maybe, when he tried scaring someone in a park. And it died pretty quick after that. Hey man. Clowns are people too. That huge flood of young adult film adaptations after the last Harry Potter movie aired. Bonus if the movie studio inexplicably split the last book into two largely empty movies. I wish this trend would stay dead. I'd say it's pretty dead now. The new trend replacing it is these freaking god-awful your Netflix original movies and shows. Maze Runner 3 heavily underperformed. It was like the last sad whimper of the Yo movie craze. Personalized riktos. I rarely hear anyone with custom riktos now. I use customized riktos for each family member. Then again, I'm old. Ditto. When I'm working construction, I want to know if I let it go to voicemail or if it's a text I really need to read ASAP. Silly Bandz. Those were so freaking huge and now they don't exist anymore. It's like they just vanished one day at our school. Everyone wore them and traded them with one another until the principal started wearing a dolphin one. The next day, no one had them on anymore. I know a guy who ordered a huge shipment of silly Bandz with the intention of reselling them. And by the time he got them, the fad was already over. When I started college in the mid-00s, almost everyone had a BlackBerry, the CrackBerry era. We'd be messaging each other on BBM all the time and all that shiz. By senior year those phones weren't even a passing thought on our minds. It's impressive how quickly it changed. This and razor phones. And all the phones you could slide out a full-size keyboard. It felt like such an upgrade not to have click to buttons several times for one letter. Though I did get super quick at texting using them and felt so accomplished I could do it without looking down. Flappy Bird. He created the game using a pirated version of Game Maker Studio. After the game got worldwide fame, Yo-Yo Games threatened to sue him for unlicensed use of the studio. So he took it down. He eventually re-released it in 2014 as an Amazon App Store exclusive, which is why you and nobody else heard about it. I thought he put it down because of the death threats and abuse he received. I think that's what he said when he initially took it down. But I wonder if that was just to cover his ass for the piracy. Heeless. Kinda strange how people forgot about the single coolest thing in existence. You have to be careful with them around girls. You don't want to hydroplane. I didn't forget them, they are just hard to find in men's size 10. Every single time I find myself walking down a smoothly paved hill, I think boy heeless sure would be the she eyes right now. Rainbow Loom. Everyone had like a gazillion different little rubber bands. I still find them around my house. Oh God. I worked at Michael's when these first hit the market and people went bananas. They were super strict about how many each store could get, when they could be on the floor, never using coupons on them. And naturally by the time supply caught up with demand the trend was dying and we couldn't get rid of them. Hypercolor shirts. The ones that change color when you wear them. You weren't anyone unless you had one. Now no one remembers. Oh, I remember. They made socks too and guys used to try to grab boobs so their handprints would show up on the shirts. I had a shirt as a young girl that was scratch and sniff apples on my chest area. It was made in sizes for 9 to 12-year-old girls. Nothing makes you more aware of beginning puberty like scratch and smell boob apples. Fingerboards. I still have my tech deck. I had a whole park when I was little, I was all about it. AOL chat rooms with strangers and the teen chat. Also, AIM and putting up intricate away messages that included your friends and googling AIM away message templates and she eyes. Damn. I feel old as frick now. Y'all remember the Sidekick with AIM pre-installed? I remember seeing how long my crush had been away from his computer and imagining all of the amazing things he could be doing.